Radhe Radhe, to all devotees, Radhe Gurudev, Pranam. So today we will read Shri Shri Vilapa Kusumanjali, verse number 77. Will the joy of my eyes increase when I see one maiden swiftly and happily bringing various blooming flowers, big gunja beads, and peacock feathers, while Hari makes the braid of my Swamini with this, he shivers, and her whole body blooms up with goose pimples. Will the joy of my eyes increase when I see one maiden swiftly and happily bringing various blooming flowers, big gunja beads, and peacock feathers, while Hari makes the braid of my Swamini with this, he shivers, and her whole body blooms up with goose pimples. In a transcendental vision, Shri Raghunatha perceives how sweetly Nagara is dressing Swamini. And when he loses this vision, he prays. Now he sees how Swamini's hair is being done. When will your braided hair give my eyes great ecstasy?
Radhe Radhe. When will this vision give my eyes great ecstasy, great joy? So devotee, Premika devotee, like Raghunath Das Goswami, he always has the visions which are coming, going, and again coming and going endlessly. He has the visions in his wake stage, dreaming stage, and even in a deep sleeping stage of his consciousness. And he's showing here from this verse in which many things are hidden. That through his eyes, he wants to relish all loving pastimes between Radha and Mohan. But we should understand that relishing through the eyes, it means spiritual eyes. The eyes which are not covered with material nature, but they are covered with light of prema. And this is different vision from someone who has eyes covered with three gunas material nature. So when he is saying, will the joy of my eyes increase? Increase, it means I already saw my beloved Radhika. And I want more and more and more. I don't want to stop on just one seeing, 2 second seeing, but I just want to increase and increase the joy of my spiritual eyes. The beautiful thing is when devotee in his spiritual identity, Swarup, has this vision. He is relishing Radhika, his beloved Ishtadev, through the eyes. But in the same time, this is mysterious thing, in the same time, all his senses are also becoming like eyes. And they are merging in the sense of sight. This is the mystery of transcendental Bhavadeh body. Whatever devotee is relishing with just one sense, all senses are becoming attached and they are merging in that sense. So this is not possible to understand and experience with material consciousness and material eyes. But why we are talking about this and why Acharyas are writing about all these things? Because they want to give us the goal. This is the goal. Maybe you are not on that stage. Maybe you are some of you are very close to that stage, and some of you are very far away from that stage. But this is the goal. And it's very interesting, actually, that this kind of seeing is coming from the heart. And heart, chitta, and ability to see, to look, are coming together in a Bhavadeh. So intensity of seeing from spiritual relationships, from spiritual eyes, from spiritual body, it's not like intensity of sadhaka who is trying to practice his bhajan. And sometimes he can be more focused, his feelings are more or less condensed. No, here we have opportunity to feel and to listen about deep, condensed, thick, Gurudev is saying thick feelings, and also thick vision through the eyes of Raghunath. So it brings the goal, very clear goal, to the sadhaka. And we can say Prema Purusha Artha is the ultimate goal. Why it's ultimate goal? Because these visions are completely clear on that stage. And these visions are actually Vishuddhata. Above guna, but not only above guna, but also Vishuddha. This is the vision and loving feelings, pure transcendental loving feelings, which are coming from pure constitutional identity of the soul. Then the eyes of that person, Tulsi Manjari, they are always hankering and they are always eager to increase relishment of the object of their love, Radhika. So he wants the joy of his eyes to increase, because through this joy of his eyes, joy of devotional service is going in the parallel way, simultaneously. The more eagerness which is coming from the spiritual identity and spiritual relationship is coming, the more desire for joy of devotional service is increasing, and it's completely natural. The devotee wants to increase the joy of the eyes because he wants to see and look constantly to whom he is serving. And we can see this is a natural. And this kind of vision gives great ecstasy. But ecstasy is coming, it's not the goal. In the premika devotee's heart, ecstasy is when my beloved Radhika is in ecstasy. When she is happy, I am happy. When she and her lover are happy, I am happy. But when she is sad, full of sorrow, I am also sad, depressed, and full of sorrow. But this kind of sadness is not the same category like sadness of material body, material mind, material feelings. And here in commentary, Baba is trying to give us the hints. What is our goal? And the best way how we can meditate on our goal and define at all our goal is to listen from those who already attained that goal and who are already on the level of that goal. Some of them, they are Nityasiddhas. Some of them, they are Kripasiddhas. But listening how they attain the goal and how they are doing on the level of that goal, through that listening of their lives, behavior, feelings, service, way of thinking, we sadhakas can be focused more and more and continue on our path of sadhana. I just want to say something about this like this, if someone wants to add. Because this vision of the eyes is the vision of the spiritual eyes. Chakshudanadila. And these spiritual eyes are awakening by the Kripa, first of all, of Guru, Vaishnavas, Sadhu, in the heart of someone who has a strong desire for that kind of mercy. We need desire for specific mercy. And we have to know which kind of mercy we need to attain, which kind of goal we want to attain. Right. Listen.
Yeah. When will your braided hair give my eyes great ecstasy. This braid is being beautified by Hari with various flowers, gunja beads, peacock feathers, and other items. Your body will be studded with goose pimples. How delighted my eyes will be when your hair becomes so beautiful.
This is Manjari Bhav. In one sentence is explained the position of Manjari, feelings of Manjari, and ultimate desire of Manjari. I want that my eyes become delighted, enlightened, when I see that hair on your body, my dear Swamini, becomes so beautiful. You have goose pimples. And this is the joy and happiness for my eyes. This picture increases the joy of my eyes. So when this picture vanishes, my desire to see is even more and more and more increasing, more and more. All my existence becomes eyes. All my senses becomes eyes. Because I am completely absorbed with all my heart and love directly and only to you.
It is unusual to make a girl's braid with peacock feathers. Radha and Mohana have made love before Tulasi spoke this verse. Now, Radhika wears a yellow cloth and Mohana a blue one. They have exchanged dresses, unable to distinguish between each other anymore, as a result of reaching a climax of loving ecstasy. Swamini now has the peacock feather crown on, and Mohana has braided hair and jewels in his part. The cause of this confusion is their absorption in their erotic pastimes. In the Rasa Shastra, the scriptures that deal with spiritual flavors, this is called Prema Vilasa Vivarta, and it has two characteristics: contrariety and confusion. Srila Jiva Goswami writes in his Gopala Champu, when Sri Radha is with Sri Krishna, she is also separated from him. And when she is separated from him, she is also together with him. In the same way, she experiences all conditions to be contrary. At home, she feels like being in the forest. In the forest, she feels like being at home. She feels a moment lasts like a millennium, and a millennium lasts like a moment. She feels happy in sorrow and sad in happiness. She feels awake when she's sleeping, and she feels like she's sleeping when she's awake. She feels cold when it is hot, and she feels hot when it is cold. Not only that, but the most wonderful thing is that she also feels like she is Krishna, and Krishna feels like he is her. This means that they exchange nature, and thus they may be found wearing each other's dresses and ornaments. Madana Rasa is the assemblage of the entire variety of transcendental amorous ecstasies, and they are all eternally present in Sri Radha.
So it was a long paragraph, but about only one subject. Prema, Vilasa, Vivarta. So Baba is explaining shortly that this is the climax of loving amorous pastimes between Radha and Mohan. There is nothing about that. And this Prema Vilasa Vivarta was hidden secret. Until Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And even when he appeared, he didn't immediately open this secret. But in the conversation, one day, in the conversation with Ramananda Roy, he opened the door of this secret. This climax of amorous pastimes is something which can only be explained and observed by the Manjaris. This climax of loving pastimes are not visible for anyone else, even for the Sakis. Because this is the climax. So it means that Radha and Mohan are completely alone without anyone else around them. They are completely intoxicated with each other. They are mad out of their mutual love. And in one moment, this Vivarta pervades their consciousness. Vivarta means confusion. And it's so strong, confusion, that in one moment, Radhika thinks, I'm Krishna. And Krishna thinks, I am Radhika. And not that they all only think like this. They completely feel like this. They forget their identities. They exchange these identities out of intensity of prema. And Baba is giving here example. He is giving from which stage of prema? Madana. Madana Mahabhava, which is present in Radhika, brings them, Yugala Kishore, in this stage of loving premika vilas, pastime of confusion, vivarta. And during this lila, top secret lila, only manjaris are witnessing this. So it's completely natural that this secret was hidden so many ages, so many kalpas. In the previous times and kalpas and annihilation of material existence, mahapralayas, it was hidden. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he decided to open the door of that secret. And by listening about this secret through the proper source, and only proper source is the heart and mouth of Radhika's maidservant. This is the only proper source to listen about this. Sadhaka, who has desire to serve Paraki above, can slowly, very slowly, step by step, advance, and ultimately, by causeless kripa, attain the drop of mercy to understand, to feel, and to, through bhajan, relish at least little bits. So this prema vilasa vivarta is something beyond all understandings of all devotees. Devotees who are Vishnu Bhaktas, they simply don't know. They don't have ability to understand this. Devotees who are in different Vraja rasas, they also then don't know. They're not able, and they are not allowed, and at the same time, they're not so much interesting about that, because this is not their rasa. But by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gaura Bhaktavrinda, we, simple Kali Yuga Jivas, we have opportunity to listen about this most sublime subject. So we can see here that this Prema Vilasa Vivarta is not Kama Vilasa Vivarta. It's not loving relationship between ordinary woman, man, boy, and girl who are completely under the influence of materialistic calm. And they are becoming intoxicated. No, it's completely opposite. This is Prem Vilasa Vivarta. Because Radhika, she invested all her Madana feelings of Mahabhav to give Krishna pleasure, and also he reciprocated. in the same manner. So this stage of consciousness of Prem Vilas Vivarta, transcendental confusion, in exchanging the identity, is happening simultaneously. It's not happening, for example, when Radhika suddenly take a flute of Krishna in rasa dance and starts to play like Krishna. This is intentional. They didn't change the role. But this Prema Vilasa Vivarta, they completely change identities. And it can happen. The mystery thing is, it can happen in the moment of viraha and in the moment of milana. This Prem Vilas is so mysterious and so sublime feeling that it can happen in the moment of greatest separation, suddenly, and in the moment of greatest union, sambhog, milan, we say. And we can give the example. When Radhika is separated from Krishna so intensely, in one moment, this madness increases in her sweet consciousness and becomes sweet madness. And out of this sweet madness, she sees tamal tree, black tree, like a Krishna. And she started to embrace that tree. And in the moment when she is embracing the tree, tamal tree, this Vivarta covered her consciousness. And in one moment, her body starts to become blackish, and the blackish tamal tree becomes golden. And it's very nicely explained in this lila of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came in first time in Vrindavan, and he embraced tamal tree in Vrindavana. What's happened? It's this Prem Vilas Vivarta happened actually. And then here, again we have this Prema Vilasa Vivarta, which is happening in the Milana, when they are together. And this lila here, which Baba is giving us, explaining this moment, when they are together. Their hearts are melting so much that it's not possible to understand. But it's very nice to listen about this. Because through the listening of this subject, our heart is melting. Because only heart which is melted can relish this Prem Vilas Vivarta. It's one of the highest subjects. And because this is the climax of amorous pastimes, when Ramananda Rai started to explain about this, which is beyond even his understanding, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu closed his mouth and said, "Stop, don't talk about this." So this subject is for great meditation, long meditation. It's not one day, 1 hour meditation. Long meditation requires. And it can only be understood through real Swarup Siddhi, from the level of Vishuddha Sattva. completely. I don't know what Gurudev is saying. Now he has this medicine. All right. Okay. All right. So this is very deep subject. And it's Prabhupada is explaining in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But we should read very, very slowly and always in the mood of humbleness and praying to our Gurudev to give us this proper understanding. Because this kind of understanding must come in the heart. It's not coming in the brain. It's not information. It's written that real, sincere, focused sadhaka can relish it. And sadhaka in Manjari Bhav sadhana. Can someone please share something? If you are inspired. Janandaji, Davaji, I don't see everyone here.
It's so beautiful.
Janandaji, yeah.
It's so beautiful, amazing actually. I feel in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Maharasa, Rasa dance, Radhika disappeared because Krishna treated each gopi equally. And then immediately Radhika disappeared. Krishna looking for Radhika. So in this pastime, we may understand Radhika's superiority amongst all gopis. And then, in these pastimes, or Prema Vaichicha, or many pastimes, Krishna decide, I don't understand the real Radhika's feeling. I should take her body's color and her feeling. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So this is everybody knows. But this Mahaprabhu pastimes, this Gauranga explained this Ramanandaya and Mahaprabhu's conversation is one of the most highest topic. And then this Prema Vilasa Vivarta, actually Vilas means in Nibrita Nikunja pastime. And this Nibrita Nikunja pastimes, Prema Vilas Vivarta pastime, this shows us only Radhika could do this. No other gopi could not do this. Because by nature, Radha, Radhika, and Mohan is there, originally one. And then they separate. And this is actually beyond our our understanding, our conception of life. Because we may understand sneha. Sneha means melting the heart. So we may understand man because loving angerness. Or maybe we may understand pranaya, oneness of each other. But this prema virasa vivarta beyond this, because they exchange feeling and also bodily feeling clothes. Radhika wear peacock feather and pitambara clothes. Mohan wear nilambara, bluish clothes. And they exchange the role. This is completely beyond our understanding, our conception of life. So this is, at first, I heard this prema virasa vivarta, but I could not understand. But by the helping Gauranga Sundara, helping Gurudevs, helping another Rashka Vaishnava, we could feel, we could understand something. So Gauranga explained, if we are in Swarupa Vesh or Siddha Swarup, at that time, only Manjari or someone who is Manjari Baba, Manjari Siddha Swarupa, that person could understand or could experience. I imagine how Kinkari, Manjari is feeling in this moment. So there is one pastime in the morning. Their mood does not change it. Radhika becomes Mohan's feeling. Mohan still Radhika's feeling. Even Manjari also bewildered. So, and then Radhika went back to Javat. At that time, Radhika has a bluish scarf, bluish clothes. And then Mukara or somebody came. Hey, Radhika, what are you doing? What are you wearing? So in this pastime, so Manjari was very expertly, they exchanged the scarf. So even Manjari also, or maybe Manjari understand, but Radhika is completely bewildered, even after in this pastime. That means so intense. So this is Gauranga Sundara explained very nicely. I was so much relishing. So I don't know so much, but this I just give my feeling. Radhe Radhe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. You enlighten us. Thank you very much.
Radhe Radhe, may I ask a question? May I ask? Gurudev, when Ramananda Roy is explaining this, as he says himself, that Mahaprabhu is speaking through him. And we know that Ramananda Roy is Vishaka, so how is it possible that Mahaprabhu would like to explain it through a Saki when that moment of Prem Vilas Vivata is meant only for Nivritti Nikunj, for the Manjaris?
Lalita is close to Krishna, so Vishakha has the same mood like Radhika, and she is very soft, so she knows the heart of Radhika. So she is always near to Radhika. Very similar nature of Radhika. So she knows everything of the heart of the Radhika, Vishakha.
And another thing I would like to ask, maybe it is very foolish, probably Gurudev, but forgive me, I'm always meditating also. If I have a mercy, I mean, not always, I wish always, but if I have a mercy, I like to meditate about Ananga Manjari. And I feel, Gurudev, that from this Prem Vilas Vivata, Ananga Manjari is emerging from Srimati Radhika. Because here she takes on all the feelings of Mohan. And she is ready, as Ananga Manjari also, she goes outside and she is distributing that and serving in all the different forms as she could not do as Srimati Radhika, who never leaves Vrindavan. That is my feeling, Gurudev. I don't know if it's completely foolish, but I think it can only happen from that mood when they are one, when they feel like one and they behave like each other.
Radhika not do anything without asking to Ananga Manjari. Anything, she say, wait, I will say you tomorrow. Then means she is asking to Ananga Manjari what to do. Then Ananga Manjari say, do this. She is very close, Ananga Manjari's sister. So like this, they are very close. So she is Sakhi also and Manjari also. She has a both feeling. She knows everything. She is the Guru Tattva also. Radha.
Gurudev, she is Antaranga. When Radhika becomes Antaranga, right?
Radhika, yes. Radhika is always Antaranga Sakhi. And she is also Antaranga Sakhi. She is a sister, means the similarity is there. Very closeness is there.
So Shri Hari is the cause.
What Gauranga Sundar is explaining, this is the unique and highest in the Yugal Rasa. Unique and highest. Day and day we can, Rasika can talk on that subject. It's a very deep subject. Right.
Jai Shri Radha, it was so auspicious that we read this verse, or this quote from Jiva Goswami. because this morning in morning class, we were reading Radha Rasa Sudha Niti, verse 197, where Saraswati Prabhupada cites exactly the same text. And we discussed it together this morning. And there were some very sweet things that were said. First, maybe that it's not surprising that at the highest level of emotional connection, and Prabhupada calls it pure prema ras, that the material categories that organize our lives melt away. So space, here and now, am I in the forest or am I at home? And time, is it eternal or is it just now? And even the identities of individuals, I and you, these melt away too. Earlier in the week, we said together in morning class that Radha never says, I love you to Mohan, because then they're too far apart, these words, I and you. In order to be truly in union, then there can be no I and there can be you. There can only be love. And on this topic of time, Guru David said something very beautiful this morning. In the Jiva Goswami quote, it is said, the difference between now and forever disappears. And Gurudev said, look at my life, my 80 years, everything that's important is happening now. It's not the past that matters, not the future that matters, it's the present. And finally, you say so nicely that this experience of melting together is only available to the loving couple. But I think we see hints of it in our lives everywhere. Maybe these hints give us the desire, the greed that we need to go on in our practice. But we sadhakas can very easily imagine loving someone so much that receiving love is not different from giving love. And we can imagine loving so much someone that time disappears. We don't know if we've been together in her arms or his arms for 1 minute or 1 day. And we can also imagine loving someone so much that we don't know where we are. So, by the mercy of Radharana, we have hints of these things in our hearts that lift us in our practice and give us the desire to deepen and move forward. Shri Radha.
This is the glory of Nara Lila, or Narvada Lila, like Gurudev is saying. Because it looks like a human loving pastimes, but at the same time it's not human, because it's completely pure and transcendental. But it looks like, and it's happening also on the earth, in Vrajabhumi. So this loving Nara Lila pastimes between Radha and Mohan are most auspicious pastimes for the humankind. All other pastimes, especially in Kali Yuga, which we devotees are listening through Bhagavatam or Puranas, are actually preparing our consciousness for this kind of Nara, human-like pastimes of amorous love between Radha and Mohan. Because we, like you nicely explained, we can relate with this. How we can have a goal with something which we cannot relate at all? It's not possible. But by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we human beings, we have opportunity to relate with these loving pastimes, and all our feelings invest, focus in these loving pastimes. First of all, they will become purified, melted the heart, and then relishment will start to happen to devotee. If we constantly listen pastimes which are completely beyond our feelings, our understanding, I don't know, someone has 4 heads, 10 heads, 10 hands, different mystical powers is gone. What I have to do with this? I don't see any place for me there. There is no goal in these different pastimes. But when Jiva, Kali Yuga Jiva, is Jiva Bada, embodiment soul, is listening amorous pastimes which are completely pure, then the heart becomes slowly purifying. Because, why it's becoming purifying? Because the feelings are very similar. Only thing we should do is to change, not kama, but prema. Not my kama vilasa vivarta, but prema vilasa vivarta od yugala kishore. And from which position? Not Krishna, not Radharani, but maid servant of Radhika. Human-like pastimes are so important to meditate on them. But in the same time, be aware that it's not ordinary humans. That. That's amazing.
Sri Hari is the cause of this exchange of clothes in the Lila. He managed to steal the mind of Madanakya Mahabhavati Sri Radha. Swamini does not hesitate when Mohana acts in such an enchanting way. Mohana is completely sold to Swamini's lotus feet. Swamini feels that she possesses him. In the mood of Madhyata, he is mine. And even Mohana cannot end that feeling. Falling at her feet, he begs her, "Give me one festival-like embrace." How eager Radhika's Prana Bandhu is falling at her feet, as if he's missing something. Swamini stretches out her hand, lifts him up, and holds him to her chest, saying, "Is there anything that I cannot give you?" Mohana is expert in stealing Radhika's heart. Therefore, he is known as Hari. The love is mutual. Otherwise, it is not beautiful. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati has written, "There is an enchanting blue and yellow couple immersed in the flavors of each other's love, showing innumerable enchanting forms and pastimes in a bower house in Vrindavanam."
Dear devotees, there is mentioning here this exchange of clothes. But this exchange of clothes is not just exchange of clothes. It's external sign of deep love which is present in Radhika and Mohan. As we know, Radhika is wearing on her beautiful golden body, she is wearing blue sari. Because in that way she is showing her inner state of feeling. And externally, she is wearing this blue color of sari to show in a hidden way how much she loves Krishna, and she is seeing him everywhere. And this blue cloth is actually, for Radhika, it is Krishna. She feels that he is touching her on all her body. Because like spiritual bodies are not same like material bodies. Also the clothes, dress, ornaments are also spiritual. It's not a dead matter of nice silk sari in a blue color. No, everything is full of prem, or in Radhika's case, of Mahabhav. And her thoughts and her feelings, when they touch silk, this silk becomes for her Krishna. Same thing is going with Krishna. He is wearing yellow dhoti, not other colors. Sometimes, yes, but the main color is a yellow, because he wants to be always in the festival of embracing of Srimati Radhika. And it's very interesting. He wears that yellow dhoti, but it's under his waist. And upper dress is a scarf, like Radhika's hands. So he always, in whichever situation he is, with mother, father, gopis, gopals, and so on, he is feeling Radhika is touching my body. Same thing goes with Radharani. So then we are coming to the third side. Whatever dress manjaris are wearing, they are the leftovers of Mahabhava Swarupini, Radha Thakurani. My dress, my color of dress is expression of Radharani's emotion. She wears this dress. This dress touched her shoulder, her arms. This dress touched her breasts, hips, knees, feet. And when Manjari is wearing this kind of dress, she also feels that Radharani is constantly embracing her. Constantly. She is always in the lap of Radhika. She is always embraced with Radhika. And it's very hard to understand and feel with this material, mundane consciousness. So we need to listen about this. We need to listen, because through this listening, slowly in our inner eyes, on the screen of our mind and heart, this picture will start to carve impression of this. Because like Jayanandaji explained, it's not possible to understand. We should understand that it's not possible to understand. But by the mercy of the words of acharyas who have experience, we can change little by little, our consciousness. So meditation on the clothes, this dress, own dress or Radhika's dress, is also focus for Manjari Bhava Upasana sadhana. Why should I meditate on different lilas if I didn't become so intimate and close with my dress? Meditation on my dress, meditation on my color of my body will purify my intelligence, my senses, and then I will be able to enter deeply in meditation on lila. So it's going simultaneously. Whatever touches Mahabhava is becoming Mahabhava. And the mood then, I am yours and you are mine, which is, this mood of you are mine is very, very important in Manjari Bhava, in Madhurya Rasa. Other moods are going more or less in the I am yours. This is prominent. But specifically in Madhurya Rasa, in Parakyava, in Manjari Bhava, you are mine is more prominent than I am yours. So this mood we can receive only by listening or reading or remembering these words. There is no other way. Because through listening, we are receiving the feelings of eternal, perfect Manjaris. And these feelings from their heart, from their all existence, is penetrating in our heart. And changing the heart means changing our mundane consciousness. And Gurudev many times said that Manjari Bhava is not easy. And the more we are advanced in Manjari Bhava, we can understand this truth. Because Jayanandaji just made a hint about Prema Vilasa Vivarta, how it's impossible or very, very hard to understand. It's almost impossible for us. Because we cannot identify ourselves so easily with Radharani's maidservants, Manjaris. And for that we need a time. And for that we need an enormous kripa. It's not an easy game, lagu. It's not. But in the same time, this is the most sweetest position which every jiva, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gaura Bhakti Virinda, can attain. Only by mercy. This Madhyata mood, he is mine, she is mine in the Manjari perspective. Radhika is mine. Is a very, very highest mood. Krishna doesn't understand completely this mood, which Radhika has. He is my beloved. And he wants to become Radharani or even Manjari. So in this Prema Vilasa Vivarta, we can find this Manjari secret, because Krishna is in confusion. He is already in confusion because he thinks I'm Radharani. He doesn't think even I'm Krishna. Then Radhika is in confusion. She doesn't think I'm Radhika, I'm Krishna. And Krishna thinks I'm Radha. They are completely in confusion. You cannot expect from them to relish the position of third side. Because in the position of a third side, Manjari, it's possible to relish the both state of consciousness. Manjaris are relishing Radhika's confusion and sweetness of their Madhurya Vivarta. And Manjaris are in the same time, simultaneously, relishing Krishna's Madhurya Vivarta, sweet confusion. So this is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Baba is going in deeper explanation. Deeper explanation. Rasami?
Swamini is not satisfied in their pastimes and thinks, Mohana does not smile enough. His smile is not fully blooming. So she causes a smile to blossom on his face by kissing him again and again. Now she can relish the nectar of his mouth that makes his flute song so sweet and that reveals such wonderful jokes. Swamini's desires cannot be satisfied anymore. Hari has taken away all her hesitation. The acharyas say that a higher level of prema is pranaya. In this stage, the loving couple is no longer aware that they are separate beings. The very life force of this pranaya is Vishrambha. Srila Jiva Goswami writes, Vishrambha means that the lover feels him or herself to be non-different from the beloved. Shri Vikshnavat Chakravarti explains this further. Vishrambha means faith or freedom from awe and reverence, so that one considers the life, mind, intelligence, and dress of the beloved to be one with one's own. It is the stage of intimacy in which one feels no hesitation when the hand of the beloved goes over one's body. It is the same feeling of trust and intimacy as if one would move one's own hand over one's body. In the same way, Pranayini Radha considers each of Mohana's limbs that she touches to be her own. This Hari is the cause of all this.
Radhe Rasamayi. Would you read this? Go a little upper. Vishrambha means faith. You found it?
Vishrambha means faith or freedom from awe and reverence, so that one considers the life, mind, intelligence, and dress of the beloved to be one with one's own. It is the stage.
Radhe. So here Baba is mentioning one of the most important ingredients in any loving relationship. It doesn't matter in which kind of relationship, but it must be pure loving relationship. And this is intimacy. Vishrambha. And this is the very high feeling and also very high state of love, and automatically with consciousness. And what is the blockage for this Vishrambha? Baba is saying lack of faith. He's explaining in a different way. He says Vishrambha means faith. It's a synonym. And we can say without faith, it's not possible to feel intimacy. What is the blockage for intimacy? Lack of faith. And intimacy is the result of strong Shraddha, strong Nishtha. And with this kind of intimacy, which is the result of the faith, sadhaka is practicing and trying to establish, first of all, with his guru. When this faith is firmly established, intimacy spontaneously comes. And sadhaka then doesn't feel, Baba is saying, awe and reverence in that relationship. He is spontaneous because he has full faith. And this faith brings him in the relationship of intimacy. Through this intimacy, then love is expanding unlimited. Because ultimately we were speaking about this prema vilasa vivarta. Now we are talking about this another level of prema pranaya. But all of them are result of greatest intimacy, of mutual love between Radha and Mohan, but also great intimacy and mutual love between Radhika and her maidservants. Intimacy is not a cheap thing. We cannot attain intimacy by holding our false ego. We cannot exchange intimacy with anyone if we are blocked with our false ego. Even in material world, to become intimate with someone, we need at least a little bit to remove our false ego. And the more false ego is present, less intimacy is possible. And when there is no intimacy, misunderstanding is coming. Misunderstanding, angerness, and ultimately in Vaishnava association and relationship with Gurudev, apparatus. And intimacy is so beautiful and valuable feeling. We can say also relation. Because all mistakes in that moment are not so big, because they are intimacy. But when there is no intimacy, even one wrong word can damage relationship. One word, one wrong glance. He didn't recognize me. He, why she or he told me this and that. But when intimacy is present, it means love is present. And when even something happens, which is maybe not pleasant, because of intimacy, presence of intimacy, it is very easy to overcome. Radhika is very, very in anger mood sometimes, jealous mood. But because she has intimacy with Krishna, ultimately she becomes pacified by him or by Manjari. But when demons in our heart starts to appear from the false ego, no one can pacify them. Because there is lack of intimacy, love, no faith, no trust, which is ruining this intimacy. And in another sense, it is the same feeling of trust and intimacy, as if one would move one's own hand over one's body. You know, when we move our hand through our body, we have full trust No one will hurt us. Nothing will happen. I feel completely trust. I don't have a fear. I can freely move my hand over my body. Just imagine this situation. So in the same mood, when Krishna is fondling Radhika with his hand, Radhika is so, or opposite, when she is doing it, because of intimacy, they feel completely relaxed, melted with each other. They don't fight against each other. And Baba is saying here, she is moving the hand like she's own head, like she's own touch is this. This is very deep. Feelings, because this is the purity, pure feelings. Feelings which are not deep, it means they are not pure. The feelings who are more pure, they are more deeper. Radha. Yeah, we can stop here. 1:30. No, 2:30. It's a very, maybe complicated subject. And devotee can take their own time to study a little bit, to feel this paragraph and each sentence. It's not necessary to expose everything, especially to go in different directions. Prema Vilasa Vivarta is the subject, Pranaya is the subject, Vishramba is the subject. And they are mutually blended. Without Vishramba, there is no Pranaya. Without Vishramba and Pranaya, there is no Prema Vilasa Vivarta. So they are tightly connected. And with the same like-minded, like-hearted devotees, we can share it and also practice in our relationship with Gurudev, especially this moment of Vishramba. And this is Manobishtam. Without intimacy, no Manobishtam. I don't know, Gurudev, if you agree to stop, or Rasamai can continue.
Good.
Okay, we can stop here.